people say just leave, just leave, or just call the cops and all of that, back to that, you have to be strategic, because that can be very, very dangerous. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be more of a chat with me, or a speaking to my overall views on something that I have experienced in life. And I'm just gonna do, like, I guess a synopsis or a full review, or my thoughts or whatever on this particular subject, as you guys can see by the title. And then I will do a series of stories, like detailing like certain events or experiences in particular that I actually experienced, and how those kind of unfolded and how they affected me and all of those things. Okay, I don't know like the rules and stuff, so I don't want to, if for whatever reason this video does get to a point where I can be monetized, so I'm gonna be very cautious, at least for the first few minutes of the video, and how I word things, the terms I use, and so on and so forth. But this is going to be about DV, okay? So and I know that DV can look different in any like different relationships, because it is what it is, you know, whether it is a romantic, platonic, friendship, family, like whatever, it is what it is. But what I'm going to be talking about in particular is intimate relationships. So I have myself experienced quite a bit of, you know, and I don't really know why or how I'm dealing with that at all anymore. Like, first sign, you know, peace out. But in my younger years, specifically like my teen and early 20s, or 20s period, because yeah, 20s period. Okay. I don't know what it was that created those situations. I've just always been the type of person, and I don't want this to be a ramble.
Okay, y'all, so right after I said I didn't want to ramble, I started rambling. So basically, to summarize, what I was trying to get at is that I don't really understand why I attracted so much physical violence, because I wasn't the type of person to antagonize or try to say like cruel things to the person that I was in a relationship with. You know how some people like, I'll be like, you know, you bitch ass nigga, and da 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 da, just saying stuff that's gonna really upset them, to try to, not saying that that is a reason for anybody to put their hands on you, but I wasn't even doing that. So the fact that I was coming into these positions and these situations where I was meeting physical violence was like beyond me. That's something that I struggled with for many years, and kind of still today is still like is in the back of my mind, like why. But anyway,
you should never allow somebody's words to make you become physical. If you feel yourself, because we're all human, we all have emotions and all of that, and if you feel yourself getting to a point where you want to be physical, you need to remove yourself from the situation. A whole different ball game. You playing with a whole new set of rules once you go there, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I still have never been one to like be disrespectful, and even as a young person, like I was aware of that, and I'm not one of those people where, when it's somebody that I love and that I care for, whether it be intimate relationship, boyfriend, whether it be a friendship, you know, family, whoever, I don't want to say anything that's going to intentionally hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out to try to hurt feelings. Like, just because I'm upset with you, I'm not going to try to say mean things to you to like hurt you, even if you hurt me or I'm upset, because I feel like I don't get any gratification. Somebody hurts me, I don't get gratification from hurting them back. Or somebody upsets me, I don't get gratification from hurting their feelings, because listen, I'm a feeler, and when my feelings is hurt, my feeling, like, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it like in my gut. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be hurting, like my heart, my gut, my body. Like, I feel it in my body. And I don't know if other people are like, I'm sure other people are like that, but I think that a lot of people just, I don't know. But for me, I really feel it, and I don't want to inflict that upon anybody else, right? So I'm not like a vengeful person, and I feel like the best revenge, okay, and it's not even in terms of trying to be vengeful, but I feel like the best revenge is just to remove yourself and remove access of yourself to a person. I have always felt like they're like, okay, that's how you want to do me. You don't have access to me anymore, because I know that I'm a genuine person, and I know the energy that I bring and the genuinity that I bring in everything that I do and everything, in my interactions. So if I feel like you are not valuing that, you're showing me that you don't value that, then bye. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people like have a mindset of, I gotta get them back. And whenever you are able to move on in peace and not wish like bad upon them, or not, be like holding this grudge and shit towards them, that hits people way worse, because people are used to dealing with like drama and things like that, and they're able to better like digest that than a complete like rejection and cutoff. Like, bet, and I wish you the best, and I know you upset now because you hurt me, and because you hurt me, I'm not dealing with you, I'm dismissing you, and so you're trying to digest that. But if you come back around, we can be cool. Not cool like we're gonna hang out and spend time or anything like that, but a phone call, you say, hey, how you doing, or some shit like that, or something you want to chop it up about real quick or shoot a text about real quick, then I'm fine with that, right? But a lot of people don't know how to handle that. That's how I handle people. Remove access, baby, all access, and I'm going to move on in peace. But anyway, I got on a tangent about something else. I might end up cutting a lot of that out because I know it was a drag. But back to DV. So I have, again, experienced quite a bit of that in my serious relationships. I think I've had several like relationships throughout my life, right? Minus my current relationship, I probably experienced that DV. And I think I should be good to talk about it, to say it now, but I've experienced domestic violence in about 4 of the relationships that I have had. And one of those relationships was before I turned 18, right? A lot of times when it comes to domestic violence, people don't understand that domestic violence, while it is physical, there is a lot of mental and emotional abuse that either comes with or before that, right? So when people say things like, why you should just leave, or you should just call the cops, you should call the police, you should just whatever, it's like, none of that is that simple. For one, what is the term where a person wants to protect their abuser? There's a term for that, like the psychology behind like why a person does that. First of all, that happens to a lot of people. So even though this person abuses you, you still don't want anything bad to happen to them. And for some people, it's just nature, because I just don't want bad stuff to happen to people. Like, which now I understand, like in some circumstances, that's not bad. Like, if you need to call the police and have them detained or whatever, then so be it. But I'm still not that girl, okay? I'm just not a police, but I've learned that in certain circumstances it is very necessary. But there is that mental effect, and then there are the dangers. If you are let me back up before I say that point. And you have to understand, a lot of time with domestic violence, people are not like just meeting this person and don't have any like love, respect, feelings for these people, and then they just all of a sudden they're just beating on them. Like, that's not typically how it goes. They typically gain your trust. You have to understand, especially in intimate relationships, when you put a person on a pedestal, when you like think highly of them, and have this mindset of love and value for them and the relationship that you guys have, and then enters physical violence or domestic violence or whatever, which is, like I said, followed by or preceded by emotional and mental. Like, it's just a process with that shit. It doesn't just like happen overnight. And a lot of times people that are violent, the abusers, they are, y'all know the term has been overused, it's saturated, but this is what a lot of people are, and there wasn't a knowledgeable term years ago for it. But narcissistic people, it wasn't a widespread term. I know people, narcissist, the term has been around for a long time, but people weren't hip to what it actually entails, and so it does fit a lot of people. And side note, I think that we all have some narcissistic traits. It's just the intention behind it, because if you look at the list of narcissistic traits, let's be honest, like, you can be like, oh, I do kind of like, am I a narcissist? But there's a difference between having a trait here and a trait there, because nobody is perfect, than actually like fitting the bill and the actions that come with, you know, the narcissistic folk. But a lot of these people are narcissistic, master manipulators, you know, all of that stuff. So it comes, they are very strategic in how they move, and it's we're prey, you know what I'm saying? Whenever, and this is not to victimize anything, you know what I'm saying? I mean, own it for what it is, because I don't like no play victim, like poor me. It's just the reality of what happens. Shit happens in life, you know what I'm saying? We go through shit, we miss signs, or we don't pay attention to signs, and because of that, or we don't take actions when we see those signs, and because of that, we end up in fucked up situations, right? So whenever there is like this calculation behind the whole thing, people know who they can do and who they can't, and how much they can do, or how to do a person. And what I mean by do is, like, whenever you're dealing with an abuser or something like that, they're not just gonna haul off and just whoop on your ass if y'all are in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just hauling up and doing it. Like, there are little things that they do leading up to that to like test your temperature, to see if they can, like, how you gonna react in this situation. Can I play with her? You know what I'm saying? If I do this, is she gonna spaz, or is she just gonna be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people know who to do and who not to do, right? So there's that whole thing. Then there is the part where leaving, when people say just leave, just leave, or just call the cops and all of that, back to that, you have to be strategic, because that can be very, very dangerous. If you look at stories and documentaries and stuff of women who thought they were just going to be able to just leave, like, that shit, it doesn't work like that. Like, I don't know what, I guess if you've never experienced it, you've never been in a situation, then it's easy to say what I would do or what you should do, but it doesn't work like that. For one, the law is not on your side for real, unless this person like has a history of physical violence, and even then they can still get out on bond. But the likelihood of you like filing charges, calling the police, filing charges, and even if those charges stick, that person not coming after you, or that person not still having the ability to come after you if they want to, if they choose, is very slim to none, right? Because a lot of times they can get out on bail, they can be OR'd out, which, if y'all are not familiar with being OR'd out, is after you stay a certain amount of time, they just release you until your court date or whatever. Like, a lot of people can do that in most situations. Like, then people talk about like restraining orders. Just get a restraining order. Girl, what the fuck is that piece of paper gonna do? Because one, an abuser in an intimate relationship specifically, these people feel like it's an ego thing. Like, they feel like they own you. They a lot of stuff when it comes to love, sorry y'all, a lot of stuff when it comes to love and relationships and shit like that, there's a difference between like being with somebody, valuing somebody and things like that, and then wanting to possess somebody and control a person. A lot of people look at love and relationships as possession and control, not as I'm experiencing this person, we're building together as a partnership. They are their own individual entity and I am my own individual entity, and we have come together. We have made the choice to come together and build together and and be together with, mesh our lives together. A lot of people feel like that's mine. I mean, just like my man. And while I say that, I have an understanding that this is still a person. I don't own that man. I don't want to own that man. I want that man to freely make a choice to want to intertwine his life with mine and us build together in a partnership. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't look at it that way. You know, you are mine, I control you. And when I say control, I'm not saying, because when you use the term control, people kind of take that out of context too. Because control doesn't have to look like I'm telling you every little thing that you do. You can only do what I tell you to do in life. You don't have absolutely no freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what it is. Like, that is like a mental control of how you like operate or how you process thoughts. Like if I tell you I want you to do this, then you should just want to do it, because what the fuck? Or I have control over your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if I say this or do this and it's gonna get you worked up, or it's gonna make you sad, mad, whatever. Like, all of that kind of stuff. I'm hoping that is like clicking. Something ain't clicking, speaking. But yeah. So a lot of times I hear that, and it's so cringy, the just leave, because just leaving can just get you unalived, like, real quick. Because how dare you just leave? Like, and people can look, people be stalkers. They will find you, you know what I'm saying, pop up on you. Don't let you like share a child with the person where y'all have to kind of, you know, or you want to be able to like, you know, co-parent and stuff like that. Like, it's just it's a lot that goes into domestic violence, and it happens so often, and a lot of times it happens in young relationships, youngsters, and I'm talking about 14, 15, 16 years old and up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of young, well, I ain't gonna say that, because there are women, let's be absolutely transparent. Let's keep it all the way a buck, because that's what we do over here. We're gonna keep it all the way a buck. There are women, a lot of women, who are physically abusive, and they think that shit is cute. I'm crazy. You know, you ain't gonna play with me. I'll do this and I'll do that. My girl, that's not cute. And my boy, I mean, it's, you know, like, anybody putting their hands on another person is not cool. And you thinking that shit is cute. Yeah, I'm crazy. You're not gonna play with me type shit. You need to seek help, okay? You need to learn some self-control, because no matter what you can't control people, right? You can, some people you can get in their head and control, but you can't expect that you can control how a person acts or reacts. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately a person is going to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like, if they're in sound mind, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. So you getting like bent out of shape and feeling like, oh, because they said something I didn't like, or they did something that I didn't like, now I'm gonna put hands on them. No, you can only control yourself. Like, and control yourself. If you don't like the way that this person spoke to you, or you don't like the way that this action that this person has done, then you need to leave that person alone. Like, that is a red flag if that person is not for you, if it's something that is making you upset to where you want to put your hands on them. Like, I used to date a guy, y'all, and we had been knowing each other for years, but when we very first like started talking and stuff, like on a regular basis, he was talking about like a past situation, and he was like, if I gotta hit you, then I gotta quit you. And that has always stuck in my mind, and because it's like facts. Like, if you want to hit a motherfucker, you need to quit a motherfucker. You don't need to be with them. Like, period. So yeah, you guys, domestic violence is real, and it is not anything to be ashamed of. But I am not going to be an advocate that is out here saying just leave, just because you have to be very strategic in how you move in removing yourself from that situation. Y'all, I got some stories to tell, okay? I got some stories to tell, and I'm sure people will judge. I mean, it is what it is. People judge you, period. That's why I'm not, man, listen, people gonna have their opinion about you, good or bad, no matter what you do, whether it's good or bad, dumb, right, wrong, smart, whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna always have an opinion. So I just believe in being yourself, you know, authentically, and not being ashamed of who you are or even what you've been through. You know, I mean, and to your comfort level, just because you're not ashamed of something doesn't mean that you have to go out and tell the world, you know, all your personal business. But if you are comfortable talking about certain things, you should do so unapologetically and not giving a fuck what nobody think. You know what I'm saying? Because period. Like, everybody has been through some shit. The shit that I've been through might not be the same shit that you've been through, and you might look at my shit like I could never, and then I can look at your shit like I could never. You know what I'm saying? Like, so judge your mama, not me. But yeah, y'all, I got some stories for you guys that's gonna follow this video. Peace, love, and light, y'all. This was just like a little segue into me going into the domestic violence stuff. Never judge, never say what you would or wouldn't do because you don't know until you've been in that situation. And stop spreading this fake narrative of just leave them alone, just walk away, just end the relationship, because it is not that simple, and that is not safe in a lot of situations that regard domestic violence. Walking away, just leaving abruptly, like fuck this, can be detrimental to your livelihood.
If you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence, help is available through the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or online at thehotline.org.
So, peace, love, and light. I'll be back with the same outfit, the same look, the same position, the same background, all the things in just a minute. Bye.